Okay, first we're going to log into zapworks and then create a new project. Make sure to select Studio and then type in a name for the project. Just going to scroll down here to show you Studio selected, then we're going to hit Next Step. Select the zap code and then Create Project. It's going to show you the zap code and you can download it as a PNG. Alright, now we're going to do a Google image search for the image we're going to train. In this case, we're going to do an image of a heart. This one's good because it's high contrast and it doesn't have any symmetrical shapes. And I'm just going to save it as something I already saved, but you can type in a name if you want to. Then I'm going to click on it to open it. Otherwise, it'll be in your downloads folder. Then I'm going to open the zap code I downloaded earlier, which is probably going to be in the downloads folder. There it is. Now this comes in and it's super large, so we have to resize it. So Tools, Adjust Size on a Mac. Type in maybe 200 or 300. Then do Edit Select All. Edit Copy. And then select the image and do Edit Paste to paste it in. You can then move it around and click and drag on the corners to resize it. Once you're done, do File Save. Alright, now I'm going to load up zapworks Studio. Go ahead and create a new project. We're going to make it blank. Give it a name. It doesn't have to be the name of your other project, but it'll help. Oh, I already had that one. I'm going to enter a new one. Okay, once you're in, hit the plus sign in the upper right hand corner, then Train Image File. This is going to be the image file that we made just now, and this is going to serve as the image that the Zapwork app will recognize. So it takes a couple seconds to train it. Alright, once it's in, it'll show up over on the right under Targets. And what we want to do is we want to drag it from there under Root over on the left. You can see that it shows up underneath Root and a little to the right. That means it's now a child element of Root, and Root is the parent. It also will show up in the middle of the screen. So now go back to the plus sign over on the right and do Import from Sketchfab. You might need to sign into your Sketchfab account. Mine's already signed in. So once you're in, you can search for heart, for instance, and what we're looking for is a fairly simple file. There's a good one down here next to Donald Duck. As you can see, it only has 5,000 faces, so that's a good one. We go ahead and import it, hit OK. This looks fine, hit Finish. And so then it shows up under symbol definitions in the lower right there. What we're going to do is we're going to drag it. This time, instead of dragging it under Root, we're going to put it under the image. You'll see that it shows up a little bit to the right underneath it, and again, it's a child of the image now. It's going to show up as black, but that's okay. What we want to do is we want to go over, click on the button under Symbol Definitions again, and click on Lighting, and then Gravity Light. Drag the Gravity Light up under Root, not under the image, and then go down to Properties under Intensity and change that number to 5. Click back on the Heart 3D file and then click on the blue arrow to drag it up. You can also click on the R at the top of the screen or the S. The R rotates, the S scales. We don't really need to do that. We just want to position it. Then you can click on the orbit button down the bottom or the pan button if you want to kind of get a different view. But you're pretty much done, so we're going to click on Publish. You might need to sign into zapworks. I'm already signed in, so it just gives me the option to choose the project I started at the very beginning of the video. It's take a little while to publish. And then I'm just going to close this. But if you point your phone, and I'm just going to deselect it. Now, if you point your phone at this image, you should see the 3D heart floating in space. All right, we're going to go back and add some text to the image for the final bit. So if you go back and hit the plus in the upper right-hand corner, and then fonts, and I'm just going to choose Roboto, but you can choose any font you like. And then I'm going to double click on it because I actually want this to be the aorta. So I double click on it, type in aorta, and then I drag it again so it's under the image. Then if you click on, or double click on the text over under properties, you can actually change the text to aorta, and then click anywhere to apply that. And then if you click on the text, you can move it around just as you moved the heart around. So I'm going to position it. And then I'm going to scale it a little bit. Reposition it. And then lastly, if you scroll the properties all the way down, you can change the text color here by clicking on the white box, and I'm going to choose red. And you kind of rotate it to see what it looks like. Looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it, and we're done.